Here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to WSTX AM 970. You're listening to Reflections with Doug Canton on remote, Gerard Evelyn in the studio. The numbers to call is 340-773-0390 or 340-773-0490. That's the number to call to get in on the conversation. Okay, so good morning, good morning, good morning. Christian said, Frederick said, Mid Island. Good morning, St. Thomas, St. John. Good morning, KJ. Good morning, Big Sis. Good morning to my friends in Florida, in Texas, in North Carolina, in Atlanta. Good morning around the globe. You know, it's another Thursday morning. And guess what? Somebody get paid today. So, are you Friday worshippers? Forget it. Thursday is the day that begins the weekend. But you know what? I heard that somebody got paid yesterday. But you know, they're on Social Security, so they get paid yesterday.
Doggy
So,
time.
hey, Dougie,
Good morning, Jared.
good morning.
How are you doing?
I am wonderful, fantastic, energetic. I mean, you know, it's a beautiful day, although it's overcast.
How you
All
know?
right.
Ain't got no sun when I was crossing the street.
How you know?
I ain't feel it.
The argument over who see what.
Well, you know, that's the thing, you know. You have to understand the blind people, we see it in different ways. You understand? I gotta tell people blindness is not the end of life. It's a new way of vision. We see through feel, see through touch, we see through hearing, we see through smelling. You know, you know, back in the day, you used to hear they say, you need to stop and smell the roses. You remember that?
Well, I know one thing for sure.
Uh-huh.
I know somebody who don't know. Excuse me. I know somebody who can identify people by the perfume. I wonder who that be.
I don't know. Yeah, I identify some people by the perfume. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You
You
know,
know,
they had a story in the Bible back in them days before I get read out.
uh-huh.
You know, and it had to do with getting the board right. You know, what one or two boys did to thief the board right from the other one. So you better watch out.
Hmm.
You
I
remember that
can't,
one?
I can't watch out. I can't see.
You better smell out then. Or touch out. But you remember that story?
No, not quite.
That's the one with the the one brother had the hairy arms and the other one had the smooth arms. So the one can get some of the sheep skin with the wool on it and tie it around your arms and went to the father to get blessed. He got
Uh-huh.
blessed.
Uh-huh.
So you better be careful who you bless that you're just smelling the perfume of somebody else. Anyhow,
Yeah, yeah,
for whatever it's worth.
yeah.
Good old days, right?
Yep, that's the good old days, man.
The good
You
old
know,
days. All right.
um, a lot of people, you know, we just had the White Cane Day celebration.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I want to remind the public about that, right, is it happens on or before or after October 15th every year, depending on where October 15th falls. If it falls on a weekend, it could be either the Friday or the Monday. So it depends on whatever, what whatever day it falls on of that year, it could be um, either the end of the week, which would be the Friday, or the beginning of the week, which would be the following Monday. So, and when you say white cane, the white cane is that mobility tool that you see a blind person using. It's not a stick, it's a mobility tool. But you don't just pick it up and use it, you have to be trained.
I'll be right back.
That's why we need orientation and mobility training here in the Virgin Islands, especially in St. Croix. With orientation and mobility training, it will make that individual who is blind or visually impaired more confident in going around, moving around, going to the store, probably going to confident in going to Sunny Isles and walking around. You know, it builds the confidence in that particular individual once they're trained to use that white cane. The white cane can come in either a straight cane, a collapsible cane, it can come in various forms. They have various tips. They have a ball at the end, they have a marshmallow tip, they have a mushroom tip, they have a vinyl tip that just doesn't have anything at the bottom. But each of those tips I previously called, the function is that it spins. Okay, and when you're using that cane, you have two ways you can use it. You can use it as a 2-point tap, as when you tap to the right, tap to the left, swipe, tap to the left, right, tap to the left, swipe, in front of you. That's called a 2-point tap. And then there's a constant contact, that's the method I use. That's why I got a big ball at the tip of my cane. So that ball will sweep on the ground in front of me, like, a motion like a windshield wiper. So that would clear the way for me as I walk. So why I like that particular one is because the cane does not leave the ground, does not leave the surface. So more than likely, whatever, if there's a drop or a hole or something, the cane is going to pick it up. It's more safe to use the constant contact method rather than the 2-point tap. Because the 2-point tap, the cane leaves the ground or the surface, so more than likely you could miss something. So the constant contact is more safe for someone who's visually impaired. You know, um,
Okay. But you know what? We need to do a visual for that because you explain it very well. But I think people need to see, and not only that, but you talk about the various differences in terms of the style of the white cane.
mhm.
All of that they need to see. But you're very good. You're a very good explainer, and I can see and understand, and actually I know for myself why you are an excellent trainer. Okay, so folks, I want you to know that when I get my next iPhone, that Jared is going to be the one who's going to show me how to use it. Okay, all right. Even if he ain't even get one of the newer models yet, he don't know. All right. Okay. So no, well, I know that you're in high demand. I and
Well,
I have a good feeling whenever you tell me about those people who come in for training and they get that phone and it just opens up their world like that. I mean, I get a good feeling from that, and so I just gonna blow your horn for you. You don't blow it enough, so okay.
but you know the use the phone. The only thing I ever teach you, the only thing I've ever teach you to use on your phone is how to do wireless printing on your phone.
well, I need retraining, but anyhow. I'm just spoiled. I got the computer and everything else handy.
where you
But
come from?
yeah, okay. But definitely, I'm saying what you're describing there. Let's think in terms of how we could do a little a training session, and record it and share that with the community, because the more they see, the more opportunity they have to retain and adjust their behavior with the new knowledge when they encounter a person who's using the white cane. Okay.
Yeah, because although the cane is white and kind of reflective in the light, um, I find people still trying to walk over the blasted cane as they walk in. I'd be like, really? Like, you didn't see me coming? You know, it has happened in the grocery store, in various department stores. So people just not minding their business when they're going, they just rushing through, And I go like, well, my piece. I had a friend of mine. He had the cane from the NFB. Um, you can get a free cane from the National Federation for the Blind. Um, but that one does not collapse. It's a straight cane. I think it's either fiberglass or carbon fiber. And that cane gives you a lot of information. And when I say information, the tip is a metal glide tip, and wherever that tip surface that tip hits, it sends a vibration through the cane, and it ends up in the palm of your hand where you're holding the cane. So you get an idea of what kind of surface it is you're traversing. Okay, so with that said, he had the cane. As a matter of fact, I ordered the cane for him, and while he was using the cane in a store, someone jumped across the cane and it got caught up in between the leg and they broke it. Okay, and I was like, really, man? They couldn't see that big white cane. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But people.
Hey, you just have to get, you know, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles to talk to them. Okay.
Now,
Maybe.
if I take the rest of the cane and use it for something other than what the purpose it was for, they
Well,
like,
I hear you. Okay.
they
Well,
are
let's
getting
move.
around, right?
Let's move forward here. We got some other things here, folks. It's about 16 minutes after the hour of 8, and we have Jared in the house here with us, and talking about the white cane and very interesting aspects of the white cane. And I just say that, hey, you just never know when you're going to come across someone who's visually impaired that might need your assistance, or that may assist you. All right. Yes, that's right. I'm a witness. May assist you
The,
in the
the, the
process. So
key
the
thing,
more you know.
the key thing with that is ask a question before you jump in front of it.
I was getting to that. That's right. Okay. I always see them as your equal in terms of being a human being, and you know how you would like to be treated. Okay. Nobody come and push you around and tell you what to do or grab you to do this or whatever. No. You interact with them just like they're any other person. You don't touch them or anything else. You talk to them and you find out if you can be of assistance, under the circumstances. And if they embrace it, fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you see somebody speeding coming down the road and somebody trying to cross the street and you have to put your hands on them to keep them alive, then that's what you do. That's a different situation. And I say that you don't have to be blind. I saw this video of this lady, Jared,
Hmm.
have this tram like a train coming along. And she did it going about her business with her earpods in the ear going and her phone in
Oh,
front of her. And the person reach out and grab her coat and pull her back, and just saw the train whoosh right by. okay, in that immediate second. And that's not to mention that there are documented cases where people have lost their lives that way.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
they, those things have ambience aware, and people need to use that more.
Okay, Gerard, I come back to this training thing. I tell you already, you're going to show me how to use these things, okay, and the ambience aware, the loudness the loudness meter if you have on
Yeah.
earpods. I went to um yes, there's hope for me. I went to a church
Mm-hmm.
recently. I had to put in my earpods
Uh-huh.
because the music, the praise team, everything. Well, they were doing a great job, but except to the fact that the sound system was just up too high. Sometimes
Oh, yeah,
when a
yeah.
room fills up with people, the,
Right.
the, the bodies absorb a lot of the sound.
Mm-hmm.
But before the place is full like that, it's just they're bouncing off of all the hard surfaces.
Right,
So I had to
right.
put in my earpods and
And turn on the
screen all
noise.
of that out.
Yeah, you turn
Hmm.
on the noise canceling.
Turned on the what?
The noise canceling.
Noise canceling. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this technology has lots to offer in terms of our quality of life, safety, and other things, and we have to take advantage of it. For those of you who have a problem with misplacing your keys and all of these type of things, then I would highly recommend that you get something like either AirTag or the equivalent of whatever other brand and attach it to your keys because you can find your keys when you put them down. Those of you who have put your glasses on your head and up and down looking for your glasses, Gerald, you know where your glasses there?
Hey,
you know,
you remember back in the day, they used to sell this little thing you gotta put on your keychain that used to you whistle and it used to make a noise.
right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
remember that?
yeah. The whole idea is that technology is there with all type of neat little things that can help to make our lives better in that regard. Okay. Now, there's some things that I don't care how much technology you have, the human aspect of it is just rises to the top. And I'm going to segue into talking about the community calendar. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't care how good your event is planned in terms of what all you got going on and this. If people don't know about it, nobody gonna be there. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Because you got to let people know. And so, yes, I'm going to whine on, so to speak, for those who might want to call it whining or whatever, about the WSTX
Okay.
reflections
Before you went on
calendar
like
that
that,
we do.
before you went on like that, did you get a email last night?
Yeah, I come into that. I come into
Oh, you
that.
got
I
it.
got you covered. Yeah,
Okay.
but you're mashing up
I know. I
my
just
rhythm here, brother.
bro.
Listen,
I
this
just asking a question. Just
it's
making
like
sure
I
you
don't
clear.
understand you.
I just
I
making
trying
sure.
to cross the street with my blindfold on and a cane, and you just saying, "Dog, you got your cane, you're holding it right." Next thing you know, bam, dog, get knocked down because you ain't
No man,
literally.
if finally you get hit from the car, you think I'm gonna let you get knocked down?
Okay, all right, okay, all right. You're redeemed. Okay, good thing. But no, but seriously though, the community calendar, folks. There's lots of stuff going on St. Croix that a lot of people are finding out about after it done. And you that are wondering, how come you had more people here? Why wasn't this place packed? Why this, that? Well, in your mind, remember that phrase? In your mind? In your mind, you think you don't tell everybody, and everybody have every reason to know. Well, news alert, everybody out there living their life, doing what they got to do. They're not sitting down waiting and looking and spending 48 hours a day on Facebook trying to find your flyer. Okay? Which, I mean, that's a million and one chances that you're going to come across your flyer. But don't diminish yourself, the success of your event, the success of your organization by that kind of thinking. WSTX radio has a dual impact because it's going over the air and it's also streaming. So when your flyer is information is put out there to the public, the chances that somebody who would be interested going to have the opportunity to note it, mark their calendar, and show up are that much more enhanced. So let's jump into the community calendar and talk about some of the things that are going on, because the other thing that I know that planning something can be quite challenging at times. You have to have your committee, and your committee needs to have somebody on there that's responsible for promotion, right? A committee of one is a committee for failure, because there's just too much to do. All right, too much to do. So you have to have your committee and have somebody that's dedicated to doing the PR, the public relations, getting the flyers out, all this other good stuff, the word of mouth, all this other good stuff. Somebody who's coordinating and doing, because usually that's what the person does. They get involved from both ends. All right, you gotta have it. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Okay, no chastising, no whatever. We want your event to be successful. That's why we emphasize this. Okay, so now, for instance, we got the folks across the street there for undercover books. Okay, and they're going to be having these various book signings and authors coming in, and so forth and so on. And they reached out and say, "Hey, Jerry, hey, Doug, we got this going on. Hey, Josh, we got this going on. How can we get this information announced?" And boom. So not only are you going to hear about their stuff, but you're going to start seeing some of these artists coming in authors coming into the show here and talking about their book and their experiences as an author, etc. The things all that go into good conversation. Who knows? I might get some bistro long distance and be able to participate in a more relaxed and well-fed way. But hey, we take it one day at a time, right? Okay. So uh, let me just look here at the community calendar real quick. In the process, you're going to also have some public service announcements, which the community calendar is a public service announcement in and of itself. But I just want to remind people that it's time to move away from these little makeshift trash cans that we have by the side of the road that fill up quick and stuff overruns and dog can knock them over easy, and then you got a bigger mess in the place. No. The VI Waste Management Authority is transitioning to the standardized trash cart, and they have the 60-gallon ones there that they had them on sale from Waste Management for $75, or wherever you get it from, if it fits the proper dimensions. Now, I'm going to tell you, um, where I am now, every Friday in this neighborhood, trash is picked up. And everybody rolls out there. They have a designated container, okay? By state, county, or whatever law, you can't just put your trash out there. You got a dedicated container, look like these same type of containers that Waste Management is pushing, okay? And then, and in addition to, and that container is for the recyclables, okay? And then they have a state bag or county bag, whatever, that you put your other trash in, and it's a certain color and everything else, and they're out there side by side. And not only do they have people that pick up the bag that has the biodegradable stuff, but they have these trucks now that roll up, Jared, and come up and I need the trash can, lift up the trash can, dump it in, boom, put it down. So you have two different crews sometimes walking. So you see the truck coming, going boom, 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 boom. All right, and just so. And then after that's done, by the end of the day, the owner goes out and takes their their thing and roll it back into the yard wherever it goes. But the point is, it's time for us to up our game in our neighborhood. Stop giving the dogs a chance to knock over the trash and make a big mess in the place. Let's up our game, all right? So yeah, I'm putting my disclaimer. I do not have any resume into VI Waste Management. I ain't looking no job or whatever. Hey,
That's how they're coming back to
it's
work
my
for them.
It's my community, and I want it to look nice. All right, and I want it to be kept nice. That starts with each one of us. Okay. All right. Next, moving right along. Okay. World Food Day is coming up. Yep, it's coming up or gone. Coming up or gone. Which one? Gerard, you know? I thought you were there, and they said, "Well, you eating up food for the world, man." Yeah, that was this past weekend. Anyhow, I hope you went out there and checked it out. Okay, the University of Virgin Islands is doing all types of positive things in the course of education and contributing to our community. So support them. The VI Department of Agriculture, of course, the partner in that. And hey, it happens once a year, but it's a big thing. But every day in between, you got to prepare for your sustainable living here in these Virgin Islands. Okay?
Oh, I was on the main campus yesterday,
Uh huh.
and I ran into a young man that you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
I know a lot of young men.
yeah, but you're supposed to know this one specifically.
Oh, oh, yeah.
You and
The
he share a last name.
and the college bouncing. He ain't bound no more. He bouncing on the campus now. Yeah. It's really amazing sometimes how a simple change is still there in a classroom, so to speak, but the whole environment can change the whole outlook and the way it's embraced and everything else and so forth and so on. So I feel blessed in that sense to know every child who enters that arena, and it just suit them, okay, so to speak. It just suit them in their preparation for life. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
And by the way, I think
uh,
I saw your boy Ajani on Facebook the other day getting big up by someone. Yeah. All right. I haven't heard his voice in a while.
yeah, probably. I think the other day was his birthday.
Oh, it's about day. That's where it was. Okay, that's where it
Yeah,
was.
his birthday
Yeah. Yeah.
was a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Well, if you run across him, you make sure you big him up for me. Okay. Yeah. Johnny working with the VI housing. All right. Doing a
And
fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Moving right along.
yeah,
Today is the 23rd. So today is the first day of the USVI Innovative Housing Construction Summit. And that's going on in St. Thomas today. And it started from 8 p.m. and it's going to run till 5 o'clock. Tomorrow on St. Croix at the UVI Great Hall, they're going to have the same Innovative Housing Construction Summit continuing. And that's going to be from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I'm very happy that this is happening. The link up between the innovative housing construction and the board of realtors in St. Thomas. It's great that this is going on. Of course, I'm mentioning them. You got the person who's been spearheading this, Senator Marvin Blyden, and his staff, and all the people that are working together with it. Big up Nicole Tyson for her promotional efforts and in getting this thing off the ground, in the air higher than it ever was before. So, folks, what's the point of the summit? Point of the summit is this: if you have a choice for something that's equally strong, and you have a choice to pay 80,000 or 40,000 for this thing that's going to be equally strong, I know I would be looking to pay the $40,000. So when it comes to construction, there are construction techniques, materials, whatever that make a qualitative difference in the cost, in the cost of building something that is of equal strength and sustainability and survivability of hurricanes and everything else. The bottom line is, if you just want to spend more money, then you go ahead and spend more money. Don't report Doug as harassing you because you just wanted to spend your money. All right, the way you want to spend, go right on ahead. But if you are conscious of those things and you want to make sure that you could get your $1 million house for 500,000, and you need to go and see, because they're gonna have experts and persons from various industries representing things that have been basically bounced off and bounced through DPNR. So it's not like you're gonna go and say, well, I'm gonna make this investment in this, and then DPNR gonna tell you, no, that's not acceptable. No, this is teamwork. DPNR is involved. The VI Housing Finance, all those folks are involved to make sure that this comes together as something that can produce results. All right. So I just wanted to throw that out to you in that context, because the fact of the matter is, building is expensive. Can't get away from it. Building is expensive. So we need all the help that we can get to make sure that we're going to get what we need done in a timely manner. Okay. I'm bouncing back and forth here a little bit in terms of some of the dates because of some other things that are coming up. But as far as the summit is concerned, today is in St. Thomas, tomorrow's St. Croix. Folks, by now I don't talk about it enough. You should have marked up your calendar. You should have this big black X star on your calendar because you know about this coming up. Right? And if not for you, think in terms of your family, sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, all of those folks who may be thinking into the future about building their dream home in the Virgin Islands. All right? Okay, moving right along. Um, okay, that's the 23rd and the 24th. Let me see. All right, the Coconut Festival is coming up, folks. It's coming up, coming up, coming up. Yeah, you said that's in December, ain't it? Yes, it is. But is something going on now about the Coconut Festival that you need to know? No. Okay. They have their 2025 Crucian Coconut Festival Art Contest going on. And this is for students in K through 12. And they got it divided up into different divisions, K through 3 and 4 through 8, 9 through 12, etc. Okay. Um, the teachers are being involved or being recruited to be involved in this to make sure that your creative child, to the extent that that teacher can make that difference, can help them to get their presentation in and registered. Okay, so they can create an original drawing, a painting. You can do graphics, and it's going to be judged on creativity, design, and theme. Okay, and you have to submit the artwork to the school office or a copy to the Crucian Coconut Festival at gmail.com. Crucian Coconut Festival at gmail.com. The deadline is November 14th. All right, November 14th. Mark your calendar. Deadline for the Crucian Coconut Festival Art Contest. Okay. Now let's talk prizes, folks. The top two winners in each division going to receive a cash prize. Third place will receive a ribbon and a gift. And the art will be on display at the Coconut Festival on the art exhibit for December 6th and December 7th. Okay. Yep, all finalists going to be notified by the 17th of November. And you're going to get free entry to the festival. All of the folks who participate will get free entry into the festival on December 7th. That's a Sunday from 11 to 6 p.m. All right. Good thing, good thing, good thing. All right. All the prizes going to be given out at the festival, folks. So you need to be there so that the press and everybody can catch you one time and get your opportunity to walk across the red carpet to get your prize, everything. Good, good, good. Yeah. So Sunday, December 7th through, you've got this thing going on, the Coconut Festival, and these awards being given out from 11 to 6 p.m., folks. All right, good thing. Yes, and just as a quick mention, my daughter was involved in the Coconut Festival contest many years ago. She did a poem, and the poem took first place, okay, for whatever it's worth. So never underestimate the power of children. Get them involved, expose them, and hey, they'll surprise you every time, every time. Okay, I mean, not that you don't know that they have talent, but sometimes you know they got talent, but you just don't know how well received that talent is and their ability to express it. Sometimes they just kind of blow it out the park, and you're like just there watching and say, "Wow!" That's all you can see. All right, now hiring the hospitality team at Grapetree Bay Hotel for the front desk. Morning, afternoon, and evening hours are available, and you can send your resume to uh, EAT. That's EAT at the at sign grapetreebayhotel.com. All right. They have a phone number here too, 340-249-0700. That's 340-249-0700 if you're interested in one of those positions that they have there at Great Tree Bay Hotel. All right. Another one here, got volunteers needed, Jared. Jared, you know everybody. I know you could help her with that and get them more volunteers. But anyhow, the folks here need your help in collecting recyclables every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the market. Okay? All right. And this one in St. Thomas. Okay. I'm talking about St. Thomas, but it's all Virgin Islands, keeping it all that way. Okay? Because really, we need to have them, everywhere. They do the recyclables collections here in St. Croix also. All right. But hey, when you volunteer, you meet new people in your community, gain valuable experience, you make a positive impact. All right. And they have student hours also. So to the extent that you get the community points that necessary as a student, hey, you can do it with them too. So you can sign up or email at info.viconservationsociety.org. All right. And this one is for the market in St. Thomas. Okay. VI Conservation Society.org. All right. Now, hope I'm not moving too fast. All right. Jared,
Yes, sir.
that email you were talking about, is it from you?
No,
Okay, because I did get one. I did get one. I just wanted to make sure that
from
it
another
wasn't
evening.
something. Huh?
From another evening.
From another evening?
Yeah.
The one who does cuff you up the head when you upside the head
Yeah,
when you don't behave?
she can't reach.
You keep on talking like that, and she'll do it just to prove. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. All right. So anyhow, we moving right along. I want Jared get no licks. I'm gonna make sure I deliver on this one. Okay. All right. So anyhow,
Me get it?
uh the face. Okay.
I'll give
Back
her
to
your
community
number.
cat. Huh?
I'll give her your number.
Oh, okay. All right. So she gonna deputize me to deliver it for her. Okay. All right. But anyhow, Caribbean Community Theater. Hey, the new season is on, folks. All right, it is on. And as I tell people, make sure you band your belly before you go, because you're gonna have so much laugh in there that if you don't come prepared, you're gonna be all sore around your belly, all laughing or do something. That's one piece of advice I give. The other piece of advice I give is for the macho man them who don't cry. Okay? Okay, so when you know something and you're wiping it away, make sure you just bring some tissue. Okay, express yourself. Bring some tissue and wipe it away when you get to those emotional and otherwise powerful moments that are just make you tear up like that. Okay, I tell you, you know. Okay, I know who you think you're fooling, but anyhow, as we move on, The Face of Emmett Till, a play by Mamie Till Mobley and David Barr III, and it's being directed by our own Lionel Downer, is the first one coming up on the calendar. All right, and that's November 7th through the 8th. You have the Friday and Saturday show. All right, and then on the 9th, you have the Sunday show at 4 o'clock. The 7th and 8th are the 8 o'clock show, and on the yeah, yeah, okay, and then you've got the Sunday show at 4 in the afternoon. Okay, so that's the first week. The second week, the 14th and the 15th, Friday and Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock show, and then on the 16th, the Sunday, you've got the 4 o'clock show. All right. A lot of people like the 4 o'clock show because it's done earlier and it's not as dark out and everything else, so forth, so on. But anyhow, that's the first one coming up. Yeah. So mark your calendar, folks, right around the corner. All right. And just as a little bit of what's coming up. The Truth in Our Hidden Stories. That's one play coming up after Emmett Till. And then after that, they have Cabaret, a musical. Then after that, they have The Play That Goes Wrong. Hey, what can go wrong will go wrong, right? The Play That Goes Wrong. And after that, a name that's familiar to many of you, Steel Magnolias. And then closing out that part of the season, Sarah and Addie. Yeah, folks, it's gonna be good. All right. Now they have other events also at CCT. In particular, they have the Calico Cat Company, which does children's shows,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be having a show in December and in May also. All right. If your child is interested in acting, you might want to contact the CCT and get more Caribbean Community Theater and get more information about the program. All right. Good thing, good thing, good thing. So, moving right along. Calypso, Kaiso, however you want to look at it, sound it, or whatever, it's part of our culture. Yeah. And this Friday, they have a feel good Calypso tent. Jared, you're going to be there, what?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Anyhow, they got this feel good Calypso tent coming up, folks. Come feel the vibes with laughter, lyrics, and live music. They're gonna have the MC. They're gonna have Big Man Pass. All right, and they got among the guest artists. They have King Generic, King Derby. All right, Mighty Pat, Lady Mac, Lady Jenga, Prince Emmanuel, Melokotong. I love that name, Melokotong. Yeah. You could tie up the tongue for sure. And Dean's son, Trini. Yeah, Trini G. Blackness, Richie Bunton. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is going to be at the Queen Mary and Paradise Flea Market at 7 p.m. this Friday evening, folks. Okay? So, Vitran, you can't say I didn't tell you about it. I want to start seeing Vitran doing something where they're supporting our local events. I will have to start calling. And Jared, you gotta give me them numbers for them people in high places that you know, so I could make a difference with these things. Okay? Just give me the number, then, man. I ain't gonna tell them you gave it to me. Okay? All right.
773 1664.
All right. You heard it there, folks. So Friday, October 24th is $10 admission. Hey, support a great cultural thing in Calypso, Calypso, Calypso. All right. Yeah, you can get your tickets from any Calypsonian that you know because they're getting them all involved in this. All right, but you can also get them um, at Armstrong Ice Cream. Okay, good thing, good thing. Yes, Calypso tent going on this Friday. Moving right along, also going on St. Croix this Friday, but earlier in the afternoon, they have a breast and prostate cancer awareness walk. Okay, and that's going to be at Claudio Marco School to Bottle Park in Frederickstead. Walking together and fighting as one, definitely. Ladies, make sure that these guys go out there and do that PSA. I ain't talking about no public service announcement. I'm talking about the
You sure?
PSA test. Okay?
You sure that one is at home?
The PSA test. That's right. Our men are just as important in this fight that you have to get in there and go to them doctor. Don't get into this behavior, but somehow the other man don't need doctor. All right? All right. Good thing. Good thing. So it's one of mutual support. We have to support each other in the community and helping to have a healthy and prosperous community. Part of it starts with the fundamental health. All right. Just as an aside, they had their press and prostate cancer awareness walk in St. Thomas. They had their walk over there already on the 17th. So, folks, on St. Croix, the 24th, this Friday, 5:30 p.m., Claro Marco School to Bottle Park. Be there. All right, good thing. Got it. The Calypso 10 gonna be there too. All right. So what you could do is go and do the breast and prostate cancer awareness walk. Okay, go home, jump in the shower, freshen up, and come on out. Ready, ready. Right, Jared? That's what you would do, right? Knock them both out? Okay. All right. Moving right along. I saw this and I said, wow. Okay. This Friday they have the student poetry competition for polio. End polio now, folks. Yes, that's right. Sponsored by the Rotary Clubs of St. Croix. All right. And they have elementary and secondary divisions. It's going to be at the Sunny Isles Amphitheater, and the child will get $75 for the first place, $50 for second place, and $25 for third place. Wow. I wish I had seen this earlier because we would have been ponging this every week. Make sure all them parents are out there and all those children out there competing and everybody having a great time. Great time. I
Well,
see
you know
is
how they move.
huh?
You know how they move.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to. This is like everything else, Jared. You got you know how to move, but sometimes you gotta talk to them because they don't hear the first time. Okay,
Right.
I it have a flyer here, right,
Mhm.
for the Virgin Islands Diabetes Center of Excellence.
Yeah.
All right, they had a diabetes meds mastery. They had a class, right? And that was October 22nd. Well, of course, that was yesterday. That done gone. But I mean, they know that they have stalwarts like you and me who got your back to pong these things so that they go have the most participation. But when I find out about it, it's today. All right. So they have this powerful event that just went under the WSTX radar. So I go send them a note about it because I want what they're working on to be more successful. And Gerard, you of all people, you know the importance of what we're talking about. Diabetes is a maimer and a killer. That's something that we have to be how should I say vigilant about. No different than cancer or anything else in the health sphere. Okay.
Right.
All right. And then your girl, man, your girl, okay? I tell you, and the Queen of Hearts, Queen and King for a night crowning ceremony and candlelight dinner at Buccaneer Resort. Yes, that's coming up on the 25th, this Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your girl Diane Hampton sent me this flyer, and we've been talking about it because definitely she's been working with regards to this cancer project, with supported through the St. Croix Foundation. And definitely, folks, if you already know about it, great. If not, and you're interested, just know the Queen and King for a night crowning ceremony and candlelight dinner at Buccaneer Resort. That's coming up this Saturday at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right. Okay. You should, RSVP at VI Breast Cancer Project, Breast Cancer Project at gmail.com. All right. All right. Okay. They're going to have a special guest there who's going to be talking about the National Breast Cancer Coalition. Okay. And the
Mhm.
things that they're doing. Good thing. King Cross Street, Frederickstead, having a cleanup. Yeah, our tongue Frederickstead on the move, folks. All right. King Cross Street, Frederickstead cleanup this Saturday from 8 in the morning to 12 noon. You can get your community service hours in the process, meaning the students. Yep, yep. The rally point is going to be at the Our Tongue Frederickstead office building at 52A Hospital Street. Yes, the place that used to be Jacob's Market. Okay, used to be Jacob's Market. A gentleman that is very dear to me, that is referred to as Brother Joe, used to run that market. All right. Okay. So who is Brother Joe? Brother Joe is my mother's grandfather, as in great grandfather. Okay. And my mom was very involved in various aspects of the market. Sometimes she would they would put on a bus to go up to Christiansted to pick up various supplies and stuff. And it's something else when you hear them tell the story of how it used to be in them days. Okay, and I talking as a little girl now. She is put on the bus. The bus driver is her guardian
Uh-huh.
and parent going down that road, drop her off. She go and do what she gotta do according to the instructions she was given, and then she know where she have to be at the right point and time. And hey, it's history. It's history. So for whoever is listening, if any of that rings a bell, definitely. She even could call some of the names of folks who used to drive bus back in them day. In particular, the one that drove that bus back in them day. Yep. Okay. And you know, again, history is something that is important. I think that in that context, there's a legacy of transportation trends on St. Croix in particular that is a story waiting to be told, all the way up to Vitran and Vitran Plus. Hopefully, by the time the story is told, they're doing a better job so they don't get so much licks. What you say, Gerard?
Hopefully.
All right. So for the cleanup at Frederickstead, there being put on by our town, Frederickstead. If you want more information, you can call 340-772-3550. That's 340-772-3550. All right, our town, Frederickstead, keeping up the momentum there with this cleanup on Saturday, October 25th at 8 a.m. They start there. The rallying point is 52A Hospital Street. Yep. And it's going from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right. Moving right along. Okay. We have the I Am David Hamilton Jackson Challenge coming up, and they're getting symbolic self-portraits and for from students grade 6 through 12. All right. And they're looking for the Hamilton Jackson inspired artwork. All right. The exhibition date has not been set yet. That's in process. But if you want to produce a self portrait or a DHJ inspired artwork, the submission deadline is October 27th. October 27th. That's this coming Monday. All right. So I have to believe that they have been in the process of sharing this with all of the various schools and so forth and so on, so that the word is already out there. But if not, you want more information, you can call 340-773-5715. Now, the Division of Libraries, Archives, and Museums is the hosting entity for this. So you can get in touch with Monica Marin at dpnr.vi.gov, Monica Marin at dpnr.vi.gov, and have a phone number here, 340-772-2021, 340-772-2021. All right. Moving right along. Okay. Department of Public Works. Next to WAPA, that's Jerry's favorite people. Okay? Yeah. And they have a notice here. Attention riders. You're invited to a paratransit riders meeting. Tuesday, October 28th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right? So, Gerard, they
Yes,
wait. They wait till I in the island to call this meeting or? Okay,
well,
I was supposed to show up. First of all, as your lawyer and with my disability, I run in my mouth too much, right?
well, they want to see you show up.
Anyhow, we have hope, Gerard, because this time they're doing it via teleconference. Okay, they got a telephone number here and an access code. Now, what I'm going to tell you, folks, is that if you want this information about this, I'm going to give you, or I should say, Jerry, I'm going to give you the local number to call, because this teleconference is using a 425 area code, whole bunch of numbers here that I don't give you enough phone numbers for the morning. That is crucial phone numbers, and I ain't going to convolute it up with this thing here. Okay? So this is like having to learn the alphabet all over again, except in numbers. You got the number and the access code. So, Jerry, what's the number that they should call at uh, the Department of Public Works with regards to the persons on the paratransit?
What do you mean?
They're calling for information.
Oh, for information?
For
773
information.
340 773 1664.
Say it again.
340 773 1664.
Okay, good thing, folks. Good thing. Go and hear what they have to say and say what you have to say in the process. They're going to be talking about ADA rules, driver concerns, suspension for abusing drivers. Anyhow, appointment windows, client concerns, and also notifying clients when buses are limited. You know, I look at these things that they're talking about, right? And I look at the list and it's more like they're talking at the people.
That's what happened.
They're talking at the people. I don't see anything there that talks to the customer service side of it. Okay. So, me who is not a paratransit rider, know enough to know that they have more than enough time that people there make an appointment. They're waiting for Vitran Plus to show up, and they never show up. So that person who had a medical appointment who could possibly end up being fined by having to pay a fee for not making their appointment, okay, being penalized. And then they're going to talk about the appointment window that you're supposed to be ready. And then they're going to talk about how much they're going to charge you, penalize you for
Yeah.
somehow or the other not doing what you were supposed to do.
I want to
But
know
I
who
don't,
the penalize. I want to know who I gonna call in because I want to know who I'm penalize them when they don't show up.
well, I'm going to tell you the problem here, as I
Uh-huh.
see it from the outside looking in, is that you got people at all levels telling their boss how much problems the people that participate in the paratransit are. And they ain't talking about the problems that they are to the people who are in paratransit. Okay, and that's what's on the outside
I'll put it to you
looking
this.
in, as getting the vibe.
I'll put it to you this way.
Hmm.
Um, you need patience to deal with some of them drivers, and it's not like because they're bad drivers. It's because they're under a lot of pressure. Okay, with the limited resources that they're given to do the job.
Right. Okay.
Like I was
I,
telling
I
somebody, they got
I follow
more,
you,
they got
I,
more Jackie than they got Haas.
but I follow you. That's one problem. But the fact of the matter is, you have somebody sitting down in an office managing a phone for the paratransit system.
Uh huh.
And if a bus breaks down
Uh huh.
and they know what that bus was assigned to do, they are directly involved in the scheduling of the people who are going to be impacted by that bus. And they would have the information to be able to notify those people that there is a problem.
Yeah, but they don't. Unless you
But
call, you don't know.
exactly, Jared. So it's time for us to get that to change, don't you think? You know what?
Well,
You
yeah,
make
I
sure you
agree.
remind me. You make sure you remind me so I could show up as you
You
know,
better mark your calendar. You better put it on your calendar for your phone.
well, I'm gonna do that too, Jared.
I may
I
forget.
cover I cover in all bases. Okay, but
I
if my
may forget.
computer, if no, no, but the whole point is I have backup systems. So if you're telling me don't ask you to be a backup, just tell me that, okay? You don't want to have my back. You say, hey, you back too broad. I trying to see around the place, and you blocking my view, okay?
I ain't gonna be
All
walking
right.
that. Yeah, I gonna be
Anyhow,
walking. I gonna be walking that day. So I don't know.
well,
I, I don't know
you
what my day gonna be like.
okay. Well, I
We're,
hear you.
we're at the top of
I,
the hour.
I,
I don't know if the marshal gonna come in to.
right. Okay, that's fine. They're gonna get there, but I'm talking about this meeting now. So from this day forward, I've been put on note. Don't contact Jerry Dog. Make sure your own alarm system backup. Get somebody else for your backup. Because Jerry gonna be walking and he don't know that he could, just say, hey Doug, don't forget. But anyhow, as we move along
I do
here,
for them myself.
the important point I'm making here is that this is a public service, very heavily subsidized by the federal government, and it is about customer service. So I put in my 2 cents there with that one because something got to give. Now, let me just switch gears here till the marshal come. Okay. Um, the other four letter one there. Okay. The other four-letter one there. I I'm gonna say this for the record so that it's there because it's being streamed, which means it's being recorded. They have a system there when you call for help. and you get the appropriate extension for that you are calling, and then you get the message that the person is busy or whatever the case may be. If you need additional assistance, dial 0. And you press the 0, and it cut you out from the person that you're trying to reach, the division you were trying to reach, and hang up on you. Okay? And
That's it.
I am calling WAPA and every other agency out on that. Don't tell people to dial 0 to get some operator to help you when you have no operator, when your plan is that it's going to hang up on them. Right? And from the top on down, because they're trying to paint this picture that somehow or the other they're being more concerned and consumer friendly and all this other good stuff. Okay? And I'm calling them out. You have a system there that when you cannot reach the person, it tells you to dial 0, you dial 0, and the system hangs up on you. All right? Fix it. Fix it. Don't respond to me. Fix it. That's all. Okay? Moving right along until the general comes. I know they have to step out maybe.
Yeah, when
Maybe
it
they
came up.
okay, that's fine. Then they're gonna get to us in a minute. Okay. So we have a cyberbullying rap contest coming up. We got a $25 gift card per student. All right. And they got a slogan: think twice, type nice, make kindness go viral. Think twice, type nice, make kindness go viral. Think twice, type nice, make kindness go
I
viral.
think I hear footsteps, but I don't know if she's coming.
Think twice, type nice, make kindness go viral. That's the slogan for the rap contest. Cyberbullying rap contest, folks. Okay? Now, that's the Department of Education putting that on. All right? So, I was going to have Jerry be a guest speaker on my behalf, but he want to make kindness optional. Just do a random act and make kindness optional. And I'm saying, no, kindness got to go with it. Okay. Yes. So we're going to do more than type
I'm
nice.
perfectly fine doing a random act.
I know that. I know that. I have not given up on you, Jared. I have not given up on you. All right. So create a rap against cyberbullying. It can include music and a length of 3 to 5 minutes. Language, of course, keep it clean and respectful. Dress code for the student if they're going to be filmed doing it. You got to have school appropriate attire. And you can submit as a video in the MP4 format. And your video can have as many as 3 students involved in it. Submit your entry to Miss Kara Samuel, the technology coordinator, and her email is Kara, that's KERRA Samuel, SAMUEL, at VIDE.VI. That's VI Department of Education, right? And the deadline for your submissions is October 30th, folks. October 30th, coming right up, right around the corner, 7 days from now. So parents, work with your children. Teachers, work with your children. Friends, adults, guardians, work with your children so that they can have the opportunity to use their creativity and possibly blow this rap contest out the park. All right. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of the 4-letter word, these folks, meaning WAPA, Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority, is having a Virgin Islands Virtual Energy Fair. And the date for that is Friday, October 31st. And that's going to be from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Okay, 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. All right, and it's going to be interesting. A flyer that I see going around. It has a QR code, so you can register to participate. Right. So the Virgin Islands Virtual Energy Fair. All right. They say join us for an engaging virtual event focused on renewable energy, smart solutions, and local innovation. Hear from experts, explore clean energy careers, and be a part of community partnerships shaping our energy future. All right. Okay. Good thing. Moving right along, the 2025 David Hamilton Jackson and Alawi student art exhibit. Okay. That's the 2025 David Hamilton Jackson and Alawi student exhibit. It's going to be at the Cane Roots Art Gallery, and that's going to be for November 1st through the 15th. Submissions for that exhibit, all right, should be there by October 24th. Now, Cane Roots Art Gallery can visit if you're driving down Company Street just before you reach the Alexander Theater there at the Sunday Market Square, known to others as Times Square. All right. So you can always pop in there and see what's there and talk to Sonia Dean, the curator owner. All right. But they're welcoming submissions from across multiple formats, including visual arts, library arts, performing arts, academic projects. Hey, it's going to be good right there at the Cane Roots Art Gallery. So get your submission in by tomorrow. Yes, October 24th. And I won't be able to check it out directly, but I'll have somebody take some pictures and show me what the submissions look like. All right? Good thing, good thing. So, Liberty Day, right around the corner here. Liberty Day. So, you know what they call it? Bull and Bread Day, right out there in Grove. You're going to have vendors, games, bouncy houses, and a whole lot more. So, they're going to have the some Unity games there from 9 to 12. They're going to have the Liberty Day parade from 12:30, where they parade from the school, Eulalie Rivera School, up to the grounds there at D. Hamilton Jackson Park, and have the ceremony at 1 p.m. All right. If you need more information about this, you can always dial 340 690 2761. That's 340 690 2761. Of course, you know the Grove Place Action Committee is who is moving on this. You can also reach them at that name, Grove Place Action Committee at gmail.com. All right. So a whole lot going on, and we have a marshal that's missing in action, Jerry. That's what you're saying.
I think so.
All right. Well, we're gonna hold down the fort and carry on until she come. Anyhow, Jared, have you ever heard in the political sphere people talking about the national debt as something that they're concerned about because our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren are the ones who are gonna have to walk it off? You ever heard that conversation, Jerry?
Say again?
Talking about the national debt
Uh-huh.
and how it's exploding, and how our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren are going to be the ones who have to work it off. So they want to make sure that we engage in uh, fiscal be fiscally responsible so that that doesn't happen.
The marshal is here.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
but
going to take a break to pay some bills, to keep the lights on and the mics on. We'll be back after these messages.
over the Virgin Islands. AM 970 WSTX.
What about eat for lunch today?
Yeah.
HH Dyer Batteries
Yeah.
sells American-made jet batteries for your heavy equipment, generators, boat, or
Then
vehicle.
I'm gonna get some fried chicken
Echo batteries have
rice.
up to a 3-year warranty and
I feel like
perform
roti.
better than any other battery
Huh?
in this climate.
I want some roti.
Echo batteries by name.
Roti?
Mm-hmm.
They are the most
Today,
trusted, longest-lasting batteries sold on St. Stop
we
by our
get some
shop or call
roti hot. You know what that is?
Yeah, but they don't have the stewed mango. They don't have it like, you know how they do like the green mango like that?
Oh, the stew mango for the calori?
Yeah, but sometimes, hold on a second. Oh, it's Mr. Ned. Good morning, WSTX.
Yes, good morning.
Good
I'd
morning.
like to go on.
Sure, hold on.
Families face loss without a plan. And it's
No,
hard,
but like,
but it doesn't have to be that
no,
way.
not
There's a
that
move
one.
to
They have a
protect what matters
different.
most. With life insurance
It's like
that
they
builds
take the
legacy,
green mango and I
stability,
stew it down. Like
peace.
Roti
These
Masters,
aren't
she
just
does it.
policies,
She sometimes has it.
protection for your loved
Okay.
ones.
It's so good. It's like
Trusted,
spicy, it's like
personalized
sweet and
plans
spicy.
designed to fit your
Oh,
life
you talking about like a mango chutney, like
Kind
Whether you're
of, but they
starting a
put it
family,
in the.
building
Anyway.
wealth,
in the roti?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
no,
is a
no,
plan.
no.
Sometimes they have it with the bus
And
up
let's
shop.
be real.
Okay.
GoFundMe is not a plan. We must
I got
change the
spoiled in
narrative in our
Trinidad.
community.
And now I can't
No
find it.
family should have to rely on donations
Now I
during
can't get the
time
same
of grief.
spoiling here. It's
Because
terrible.
when the
No,
only thing
no, no, no. The closest, only, I guess only if you ask them by the roti, yeah? They might be able to make it through.
Anyway.
Let's connect and build a secure future together.
That's the closest I come to anything tasting like a roti from Trinidad.
Now that we are in hurricane season, residents and
Even
visitors
angel
alike
roti is good too, you know.
in any weather. St. Croix Clinical
It,
Laboratory reminds you to put together a basic emergency kit, write
It
your
could be better.
emergency plan with your family, check emergency
But
equipment
that's
such as
I mean,
flashlights,
it's one of the best on the
sandbags,
island.
and storm
Where is
shelters,
this?
and remember
Angels,
to pay
you know,
attention
Angels
to
Bars?
various weather broadcasts and local
That's going down
resources
west
to
by,
keep up to date with the latest
Oh,
weather
yeah. Really?
Yeah.
They have good roti there?
Yeah, but they only do it on Fridays.
Oh.
Yeah, you only have to go eat on Friday. And then Pam used to do roti good too, but I don't think she's doing roti anymore. She used to be on the road there going after you leave Soniel.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore. All right, let's go. Doug, we on. Okay, you're live. And you have a call line.
Okay, we are back and we have a caller line too. And you won't believe who it is. So, Dougie, Mr. Canton. I am not hearing Mr. Canton. So let me go to my caller here. Caller, you on the air?
Yes, Dougie and Gerald, how you guys?
Well, I'm doing well. I don't know if Doug could hear you because I was calling out to him, but I think
Okay.
it may have had a connection issue probably. So when the
But if he can't hear me, he missing out.
when the engineer come back, I'll have a take a look at it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a situation now in the Caribbean,
Uh-huh.
which includes the U.S. Virgin Islands, that we did it in a war zone.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but the man said he gonna put up a wall.
Put the wall,
Yeah.
the wall like a blow down, you know.
yeah. Somebody sent me a link. I guess it was from Facebook, and the man was talking about putting a wall between the U.S. Virgin Islands and the BVI. And
I don't understand.
and I say, yeah, but wait. When I listened to the thing, I said, no, man, that got to be AI generated because he was talking too smooth, and he wasn't talking like a bumbling idiot. So I said, no, man, that's not that can't be something that was real, you know,
Right.
because and then he talking about the man because he said he don't want them to bring the mayonnaise sauce to put on your boiled fish, so you do your fish and your fungi. And
What the hell you know about any
That's the
finance?
same thing I said. I was saying the same thing. I said somebody create that AI generated video
Yeah,
just to make fun of this dude.
right.
I said, God,
Because
he
when the BVI routes and me and the USVI routes, I know about butter sauce and mayonnaise sauce.
right. So
Don't pay enough for them things.
that's what I was saying. I said he can't. He ain't on nothing but them things. So I
But
know.
but let you go on.
Well,
Anyway,
he gonna be. He
you
said.
think
Hold on. He said he gonna be 300 feet deep in the water.
I think
I said.
well, you know,
I said you could tell this idiot they know about the Caribbean Sea.
let you go on, man. He want me to talk about fitting, we talk about pattern. Let you go ahead. Anyway, the thing is this guy somehow totally misunderstand the responsibilities, duties of the presidency of the United States. Either that or he just don't give a hoot and holler.
Okay, I think the latter. He just don't give a hoot and holler.
I believe so
He
too.
understand he understand. He just don't
Oh
care.
yeah.
He wants to do what he wants. He wants to rape the United States. Like he's raped all these other businesses and you ever see a man, the only man that had a casino that went bankrupt was he, you know.
I know the place in Atlantic City, up on the border. I used to be there all the
Okay.
time.
All right then. If you got bankrupt a casino, you cannot do business.
Well, what he probably was doing was scraping all the money out the top and putting it in the something else.
Right. Don't get your back.
But, yeah.
I hear
But
I'm here.
I don't know. The thing is that he, as commander in chief of the United States Armed Forces,
you mean
somehow
commander in chief?
yeah, commander in chief.
No, in chief.
In chief, yeah, right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Somehow we believe that makes him the commander in chief of the entire world.
Okay.
I mean, he will tell countries, you are your fishing boat trying to fish for your family in the natural water. I will blow you out of the water, and if you don't look sharp, I'm coming on your land, and I will blow you out again.
Right. But you know, I had a conversation with a young man. And he was trying to tell me that is the other countries that pay the tariffs. So I said, young man, do me a favor. Stop listening to your conservative news.
All right.
Go on Google and Google tariffs. Google and see what it tell you. And then you come back and tell me what it say. Okay? When he come back, he tell me he didn't know. I said
Oh, he
that
did know.
I said that's because you in your conservative bubble and you believe in all the nonsense that you're hearing.
Well, apparently, that lady doesn't shop in the same stores and supermarkets we shop in.
Yeah, he does.
And see when food gone up by 20% and more.
Yeah, he does, but the idiot blaming the Democrats.
Oh,
But I tell him, I said, but you know something, I said, you're a real idiot, you know. I said, who is in power?
oh, let me forget. There's
You,
a reform.
he started to stumble. I said,
Oh,
no,
well,
tell me who is in power.
oh,
I said, so who's in charge of everything right now? The Republicans. I said, so don't come tell me no
exactly.
nonsense for no Democrats.
Right. But then you see, Jerry, it's not only that they are in charge, they are looking to get more in charge when they were moving the voting district to get more Republicans elected.
Yeah, North Carolina just added a Republican seat to it in the House.
Oh my God, I did it. But you know something? I was talking with some people And listen, we don't underestimate the thinking of the youth people then. And I said that to say that when some of us keep saying, well, Trump doing all of this things, they blame it from what about the people that could stop it and ain't stopping us.
They drink the Kool-Aid. They drink the Kool-Aid. But you know what happened? He have whatever what you would call he got the goods on them. So they don't want to be exposed. So they become his lapdogs. That's how it is. He running this thing like a mob boss. You understand? So, yeah. So they have to go and kiss the ring. Otherwise they get exposed.
Yeah.
You understand? But the only one that I see, and it surprised me, is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh yeah.
She's speaking out against him.
She didn't surprise me, you know. I Marjorie know how to bite and bluff.
Well, she biting.
No, but you see the thing is this, Jerry. I don't understand how anybody could be saying the man with this man, with this. He says, yes, okay. That would be the first feeling to be mad with he. What about the people then that let him do it? The Republicans.
Hey, Jerry,
Big bosses,
can he hear me?
the way out of it.
Okay.
Well, he has taken over the Republican Party.
Okay.
Maybe he has taken it over. You allowed to take it over.
Okay, Doug trying to say something.
Okay, go ahead, Doug.
Go ahead, Doug.
And can you hear me, Mr. Nibs?
Huh?
Can you hear him?
No, I ain't you.
You can't hear him?
I ain't a word for me.
Okay. I think we have to turn up the volume.
All right. Well,
What?
anyhow, Mr. Nibs, you have my number?
I'm saying it now.
Okay.
You hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, what we're concerned about in this conversation here, what we're talking or expressing concern about, is about 10 steps behind where the discussion should be. Are you aware that the company that makes these voting machines that won the lawsuit against Fox, do you know that company has been bought?
That's there.
And if you don't know, then I would suggest that you just Google and find out who bought it. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna have an election on it in 2026, and then another election in 2028.
Right.
Okay, and the machine's gonna do all the work. All right.
Well,
So they don't care about all of this noise. They have a plan, and their plan is well advanced. And you know, so it's a whole lot worse than what is being projected. If you follow the news this morning, you'll see that the debt limit just hit $38 billion, not trillion dollars, which is but listen to me, it's the most it's ever been. Republicans have always consistently said that we have to live within our means, we have to budget accordingly, this, that, and the other. But in this last bill that they passed, they blow the debt limit out of the sky. Right. So I'm saying that in the sense that these people saying one thing, and people need to be paying attention to what it is that they're doing. Because America isn't more affordable today than it was 9 months ago. And it's as though people are proceeding as though they're not paying attention to the pain that they're feeling. They just keep looking at this picture on the wall and say, hey, it must be my imagination. Don't believe my lying eyes and my lying nerves are telling me that I'm feeling pain. So I'm saying that as in I hear you, and we talk about this president and what he's doing and not doing and everything. This is much bigger than this president, brother. Okay, it's 80 years he is. And as a matter of the process of human life, he's only going to be there but for so much longer. But he has a plan that as long as he have breath, that he is going to be there. And he has people in all his billionaire friends who own these companies now, and they're hard at work planning for how they're going to execute that plan.
All right.
So
take a pen and then ask quickly. Are you saying then or alluding to what I have always believed, that the president of the United States as sitting is only there as the figurehead of the United States? He has bosses that bigger than he.
Well, I wouldn't even it could be that, but I know that there's a collaboration that's going on, of which he is the front.
Right.
But there are things beyond his knowledge, his so-called smarts, that he always professing to have. All right. But the bottom line is, how can things get better? Okay. How can things be better, so to speak? How can things be better when in fact you see your grocery bill going up, your cost of this going up, your cost of that? They're talking about the cost of energy in the United States going up, but they're killing all the alternative energy programs that could help to bring it down. So you see the pain, you feel the pain.
Jerry and I was discussing earlier. The importation of things, because I still am involved in the importation of new and used vehicles to the continental United States as well as to the BVI. And, you know, I mean, it's plain to see. I mean, when the price of a new vehicle has gone up by 10,000 and a used vehicle has gone up by 2,000 to 3,000, I mean, then who is paying the tariff? If it is we.
Well, you know, 1 + 1 is 2, but it sounds like the everyday people aren't doing the math.
Right. But I
that's
will
a
tell you
challenge.
as a businessman, me holding on to no pass of tariff. I pass that down to them and those who don't buy from me. You see?
But I understand. But we're all in this together, Mr. Nibbs, because
You're right. Yeah.
you know, in that context. But I'm just saying that the challenge now, whether it's no kings or whatever, the challenge is about getting the community to make the connection, the pain they're feeling, and who's causing it.
True.
Okay, they don't care about the collapse of America. They care about
the third co-host or the second co-host that I will continue to let them tell you your papa.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, good thing. Okay.
Right,
Good
you
thing.
know the rest.
All right. Jared, you have a situation here going on where the President of the United States, okay, when he was not president, had taken those materials to Mar-a-Lago that he had no legal right to have there, that he resisted to the point where they had to do a FBI raid on his place to collect them. And he's now saying that they owe him $235 million or 250 or whatever the amount is, for something they did wrong by doing that raid. Now, if the raid was done and there was no basis for doing it, no criminality found, all of this stuff, well, then I could say that the government wronged him and he have a right to sue. If they lock you up and it turned out you were innocent, then they owe you more than your freedom. But in this case, he was caught and indicted on this thing, and now he's going to turn around and extort your tax dollars. And I say, put it that way, because the people of America don't understand. It's $230 million for anybody who is cheering Trump on, is basically saying, yeah, fleece me some more, man. Fleece me some more. It feels good.
I don't know.
All right. So anyhow, I'm not saying that as a rant against the current president or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it just is almost befuddling to see this whole thing unfold. You know, um, there is oh, a horror movie. I call it a horror movie. Hannibal Lecter. I don't know if you ever seen the movies with regards to Hannibal Lecter, right? But there was this scene, Jared, and this is graphic for those of you who can't handle graphic stuff. Okay, please,
That's
you might
that's
be able to turn off your volume and not listen to Doug for this moment. Okay,
that's
but
his favorite character.
one of his victims was alive, sitting at a table. Okay, he cut the person's skull. Okay, a circle off. Okay, took a knife and took a sliver of their brain, put it in a little pot to sear it a little bit, and then was feeding it to the victim. All right. Now, this is like what this administration and what I see going on is doing to America. They don't realize that slowly but surely they're being made a part of their own demise. Okay. Anyhow, so much for a little bit off on the gory side.
They
I don't watch
realize,
Hannibal
they
Lecter
realize they
movies.
just love it.
Huh?
They realize they just love it. If you don't beat me, you ain't love me.
Yeah, but again, you're pointing to a psychological situation, or uh, psychiatrical situation, whichever one it would fall under,
Mm-hmm.
where the person is somehow has a very strange connection to their reality. So when you say they like it, like we said, they like it, so we truly know that they really don't like it. Nobody likes having a headache, for instance. Why would you inflict a headache? Why would you press a button that says, give me an instant headache right now? Okay? I mean, if you had a button that said instant headache or instant orgasm, you think they got people going to press instant headache.
Nobody likes a headache, but something you marry one.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But, that's to say that the people are married to the present president. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I just see it as something where there's a cognitive, what it called cognitive dissonance. You know the fire gonna burn you, but let me stick my hand and see if it gonna happen this time. Oh Lordy me. Anyhow, I don't want to
It is what
delay
it
that.
is.
It is 20 minutes, 19 minutes before the hour of 10.
And
Okay.
yeah, now I do my random act yet.
You have not done your all week went by, Jared. I counting on you, man, and a counting that is going to be kind in
Well,
in in the
here's
process.
my random act, right? If you or your loved one have considerable hearing or vision loss, the I Can Connect program is for you. You can visit icanconnect.org for more information or call 340 692 4267. That program is also known as the Deaf Blind Equipment Distribution Program. If you meet the income guidelines and have both of those disabilities, you can get a free, I will repeat, a free iPhone, iPad, or even a computer, a laptop to facilitate distance communication. And that program is facilitated by VIUCED, Virgin Islands University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities. We also have our equipment, medical equipment reuse program. If you need a cane, walker, or wheelchair in a pinch, you can give us a call. 340 692 4267. And you can get a loaner for 30 days or more until you get your insurance to kick in to get your own wheelchair. Then you just return the ones that we loan you. We also do assistance with learning your phone. If you're a senior person with a disability or visually impaired and you're having trouble navigating your smartphone, give us a call. We can assist you with that. The number to call is 340 692 4266. Just call, make an appointment, come in. We are happy to serve you. Dougie, that's my
Yes,
random.
sir. That's your random, man?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that that falls well within the scope of kindness. So far, you're good. Okay? But I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
You're
All
watching
right.
me.
Good thing. Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people watching me. Every time I go somewhere, somebody, young man, and I'm like, well, I ain't know the voice. I'm like, who you? Oh, you don't know me, but I hear you on the radio.
Mhm.
Oh, you
Well,
know, they had a discussion on in the chambers of the legislature a few days ago with this taxi association and the right share thing. Again,
mhm.
um, you know, my thing is this: VI here is not here to take away money for no taxi. Okay, so if you need transportation and you can't call a taxi, download the app to your phone. VI Hail, VI Hail. You can go online on Facebook, sign the petition. You know, it is a good service. It's almost like Lyft or Uber in the States, and it works very well. The drivers are kind and courteous. You know, I use it a lot. I use it all the time. And I'm a person with a disability, and I could tell you, they're kind and courteous, and they will attend to your needs. So, you know, you don't have nothing to worry about. And it's cheaper than calling a taxi. You know,
Right.
people, they were complaining about this thing. One taxi man tell me, oh, but you could get the app and have taxi man using the app. The problem with taxi man is when you got tourists and things, you don't see them. They don't forget about the public, you know. They run down to deal with the tourists and forget we.
Well, Jared, are they saying that they have an app?
Huh?
Are they saying that they have an app?
Who the
The
taxi man?
taxi. Mhm.
No. They don't have a.
See, this is like this is like an American Care Act where the people want to repeal one thing because they got something better, but they can't tell you what the better thing is. They can't show you nothing. All right. Now, um, and that's the core part of the problem is that the taxi drivers have sat by and let the technology pass them by.
Yeah.
And as a general proposition, it used to be that they used to flex in numbers and politicians used to respond. But
Mm-hmm.
now I don't know of any taxi association other than, let's say, those that deal with the airport. I don't know of any taxi association flexing of numbers of people that to say that they're going to get the attention of the leadership of this government that in that kind of way.
Right.
And so a lot has been taken over for granted over the years.
Right.
And so now they find themselves on the back foot.
Yeah,
But the
because
fact that Mhm.
one of the things they need to do is if they can go to electronic, cash transaction, get your money electronically. That would save
Mhm.
a lot of thing with you know with the public. Because a lot of them have been robbed in the past.
Yeah,
So once you get your money electronically, they can't rob you. You don't get your money, and
exactly,
money in the bank.
exactly, exactly,
You know?
exactly. But you see,
So
again, mhm,
yeah,
they have to make that jump. They have to make that jump. Okay, and that's what's required. The other thing is that if you know it have cruise ships running, then you got to come up with a system where you're going to have taxi service available when the cruise ships are in. But their incentive is so strong that they just run to the cruise ships and totally forget everybody, and people there need to go someplace and they didn't realize a cruise ship were coming in and they're stranded. They can't get from point A to point B. You can't have that.
right.
You've created a void. You created a
Yeah.
place where VI Hail and VI Uber can live.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're willing to address that, because like the key thing that you said, is that when cruise ship come in and I need to go someplace, I can't find a taxi.
Right.
And that's the reality. Nobody talking bad about anybody or anything. That's just the reality.
And
Okay. But
I can stay right in my house and book a trip via here, and they come straight to my gate, pick me up, and carry me right in.
right.
I ain't
Okay. It's
way looking for for no bus.
exactly 10 minutes to the hour. And I just want to say something because this, in addition to the national debt,
Mm-hmm.
what I mentioned about the Affordable Care Act, some people call it Obamacare. The reality is the Republicans have been trying to repeal it directly through legislation for years, promising that they have something better, but they don't have anything better. So now they're hoping that this shutdown is going to come to an end so they can go ahead and do what they want to do anyhow. Okay? And what is that something they want to do? Repeal Obamacare indirectly by way of not renewing the tax credits that if those credits aren't there, the cost of insurance for the people on there going to double, triple, in some cases quadruple, which is going to force a lot of people off of healthcare, which is going to mean that the people who are already have insurance their insurance is now going to have to take up the slack for all that other cash flow that isn't there anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
which means that everybody else's healthcare costs are going to go up through the roof. A lot
Yeah.
of people think this is just about Medicaid, and it's not just about Medicaid. And this is the thing that people need to understand what's at stake here. Now, if I can't see any way to win in that if you come back and bring the government back now and they do what they want to do and drive up the prices, you feel the pain now of being without salary in between
Uh-huh.
to the point where you say, "Oh God, man, just you know, open back up the government and let we go. I can't take this pain." And then when the pain come from the healthcare costs, that takes the salary that they had and basically devalues it, because now more of your money got to go to things that you don't have money for. All right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a no-win situation. The only possibility for a win is sticking with this government shutdown to the point where the Republicans give in. That's where we are, because the fact of the matter is, with the government shutdown and their willingness to jump up real quick and fire people and do this and do that, they have no concern for the average man in the middle class. They have none whatsoever.
No, they don't
They're
care.
totally detached. So anybody who feels that somehow opening back up the government will fix things, it ain't gonna fix a doggone thing. It might ease
No,
the pain for a minute until you figure out that the pain is coming from another direction. Okay,
exactly.
so it's going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out. But as someone who has insurance, so to speak, and understands the concept of having to pay premiums and understanding that those premiums can double or quadruple just based on these tax credits not being put back in place. I'm not on Medicaid, but Medicaid is going to impact me. And Medicaid is impacting Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yep.
And when you listen to Mike Johnson and all the other senators, Republican senators talk, they say, oh, but she doesn't know what we have on the table and this, that. The fact of the matter is, if they had a plan that would blow the Democrats out the water and satisfy the people, they'd have done put it up front there already.
Yeah.
Because then the Democrats would look stupid for having this shutdown and open back up the government. But they have nothing. They're gambling. They're gambling that the Democrats aren't going to be able to maintain holding out.
They're playing
Okay,
poker.
that's their gamble, and then they're going to do what they want to do anyhow if the Democrats fold. So we kind of in a lose-lose situation. You're going to feel the pain for the shutdown, or you're going to feel the pain if it open up without them dealing with the tax credits. It's coming to you either which way. Okay, pay me now or pay me later. And which is worse? Both of them bad. Whatsoever. Okay, in that context. So it's a catch-22 situation. I don't want to see people being furloughed, but you know what? Those people being furloughed are the same people that this administration had planned to fire anyhow. You see the lie?
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's going to
Because
be
remember,
interesting.
all that is part of Project 2025.
Oh, well, we already know that. We already know that, Jared. It's at this point, it's not about what you know, it's about what you're doing or not doing. Okay, every one of us can make our own little difference. When you look at the No Kings gatherings that they had the other day, and you see all those millions of people that came out peacefully, despite the attempts to make it look like it would be violent, it would be this, it would be that. But when we get off the air, I'll tell you some more observations that I have in terms of these No Kings and everything else, so forth and so on. Because the bottom line is, everybody got skin in the game. Everybody got skin in the game. Those people who sitting out there thinking they don't have skin in the game, hmm, they're gonna get a rude awakening. That's it. If they're not already awakened rudely, it's coming.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
So
yeah.
anyhow, it's now 9:56, brother man. We got 4 minutes here. I don't know if
Nice.
you have those lovely people coming in after you.
I believe they may have those pretty ladies coming in. Um, I hear some voices out there, so they may be here already.
All right, good thing.
Yeah,
So
I ain't smelled the perfume yet. But
they
the word, so,
have not announced themselves yet. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. All right, good thing. So folks, watch yourself from Jared, make sure that you, whether it's perfume, cologne, or whatever, you come out right. Make
Yeah.
sure you come out right. Okay, Jared, and those people with those extra sensory perception nerves in their nose.
I'll give you a joke, right? There's a lady that works in the post office in West. So
Mhm.
when I walk in there, I do a whip. I call her name. She said, "How you know I here? How you know I here?" I said, "That vanilla, honeysuckle, whatever thing that you have on there. I know that smell. And once I smell that thing, I come in the building. I know you here." She said, "Mr.
All right.
Evelyn."
All right. Well, I'm glad you're saying that because, hopefully, maybe in the process, significant other going to be more attentive and keep them honest and on the job, right? All right. Good thing.
Well,
Good
I mean,
thing.
each one of my coworkers have a different body spray or something that they wear. So I can tell them as they come to the door who's coming in before they even say a word.
Yeah. All right. Hey, these are things, I like this kind of conversation because these are things the average person don't even think about. You know, they think that they can just pass and not be seen, and they don't realize there's so many different ways to see you. All
You
right,
understand?
come all the way back to technology now. I mean, I'm to the point now. This cell phone is a great tool, but I
Mhm.
really don't like where I see it going because I really can see a world where there's no such thing as privacy anymore. I
Hey,
mean,
hey, hey.
you got to shut down everything and run your own generator, and even then they're gonna find you because they're gonna hear the song of your generator.
Well, yeah, you're gonna go solar.
Exactly. Go solar, and in that
Hopefully,
context, man.
water don't make too much of noise.
Right, 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 right,
I,
right.
I,
So it's
I might still hear it humming.
yeah, and everybody wants to send you a survey about everything. It gets so annoying after a while. Like you just all you got is time to be filling out this survey. Tell me how you like this, how you like that. Whether it's Amazon, your own doctors these days, and all this other stuff. And it's like, oh my goodness, man! It's like I need some peace, some solitude. Leave me alone.
Okay, we have come full circle, doggy.
Yep,
It is
it's that
now
time.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. in the morning is another. We completed another Thursday. Thank you all for listening. Those of you, I don't know if you're on Facebook, those of you on TuneIn, those of you listening over the air, thank you for listening to us today here on Reflections. We will do it again next week, same time, same place.
All right, sounds like a
Until then,
plan.
peace out.
Till next time.